M0FXB Hamtech AR DV10 learning videos. Love this scanner because it pretty much receives everything, including all the digital modes, HF. So in this one, I'm just going to show you about the SD card. This device will work with no SD card installed. It's kept here, and I think I just used like a 64 GB, just normal one. There it is there, and the good thing about it is if I take it out, just by pressing it, and tweezers is easier, yeah, it still works fine. If you do that with the SDS 100, 200 and many other scanners, it just won't even turn on, but this one, it will. So what I want to show you is how to save any changes you may have made on the radio to the SD card. So when you put the SD card in, as I just did, gold side facing forward, it flashes here and then it will stay on. It does make sense to format it in the device and on your PC first, I would, if you've never used it before. But once you've started using it, it's fine. So to access what is on the SD card, you just hold down when this is lit here, hold down, this is the record button, hold it down. And you get to the two choices. One is list. So we're going to go enter and we're just going to look what's on there now. And you've got my firmware file, and it's really easy to do the firmware on this. Then you've got search banks saved, firmware, oh, a CSV that someone gave me is on there. So if you select these items, you can import them. So the way that the SD card is acting, it's not running the device, it's more saving files, so you can save files to the SD card or bring them in from the SD card. So it's acting like memory storage. So if we make a change now on our device, we could press clear to back out, and we make a change. Let's say we go to VFO mode. On this you go menu, move to VFO, and you can press 1 or press enter. And we're in VFO mode, press enter again for A band. And let's type a random frequency, 145.500, okay? Enter. And I always do auto mode just by holding down mode. That way it will just automatically detect whatever you're hearing. Okay, so we've done that. We've created a frequency channel that we like. Now we want to save it to a memory. So if we hold it down, and it takes us straight into saving. Now this is where it can be confusing, but look at the thing. It says bank channel. It says 38 and 18. It's going to save it to bank 38. Channel 18. You can change that. You can just go, if I want, I can just go we have to select it first, my mistake. Let's go back to the top there with the back arrow, enter first, and then you can say select bank 1 by going 01. You don't put any flat line, and then just say 02. So it's now going to save whatever I want there, and you can go down this list if you want and change items, but generally I just go back 1 because it's quicker, but I'm going to save it with number 9, yeah? So I just go back 1, it's quicker. There you are. Enter, and it's just saved it, but it hasn't actually saved it to the memory on the SD card. It saved it to the scanner or receiver, whichever you want to call it. So this is crucial for you to understand how this device is working. So what we're going to do now is teach you how to save it to the SD card, so then you can remove the SD card, put it into your editor, they call it, for editing and changing and saving and adding to your SD card, and all the information that you've got saved to the radio or the scanner is going to be on the SD card. So what you do now is just hold down the dot or the record. Instead of going to list, go to backup. So you go across 1, backup, press enter. And now you've got choices of what you want to back up. Now I can't see a choice there where it will just tell us to back up everything, which is a bit annoying, but anyway, it doesn't. So the only changes I've made just now are to my memory channel. Yeah, so I'm going to go down to memory channels. I'm going to hit enter, and it says writing backup. There you go. Takes a minute. That channel change we just made will be on there with everything else. And unfortunately, it does take you back to the beginning, so you hold down the dot again. So what I recommend you do is go to your backup, hold down the dot, go across the backup, yeah, and do them all. Just enter, do one at a time. Let's do the top one again. Enter, writing backup, hold down the dot, across, enter, enter. Just write everything so you know that everything's on there. Hold it down again. And of course you can delete it. If you go to the delete section, and we can, if we want, we can, we can start deleting things. Yeah, but we're not going to. And the other thing is that this device, when it turns off, let's just do it now. Let's exit, clear. Let's see if it will do it. We go to power off, shutting down. I'm hoping that it actually does save to the SD card when it turns off, but I don't know that. And let's turn it back on. And I've got 2307A. I'll quickly show you how to do the firmware. And then what we'll do after this video, I'm going to show you this editor software that I have found by IZ0ROQ. Thank you very much, because there's a new version of this editor, and it came out December 2023, and it's only January now. So this is really cool. So we're going to be using that as well. Just show you firmware. You just go menu. Go down to config, or you can press number 7, enter. Keep going all the way down until, now the firmware file of course has to be just dragged onto the SD card. So that's telling me the firmware we've got now, so that's how you look up firmware. But if you go down to update, press enter. I'm not going to do it now because I've already done it. Press enter and it's going to just update straight away for you. How cool is that? So then the other thing, we'll just clear it. So if you need the latest firmware, go to my M0FXB YouTube page. The firmware is there in the files section. And look, you should turn it off. I'm not going to watch this. So you're just going to push, take out, and you'll see that the firmware has vanished from here. And there's your card. It always goes in that way. Take it easy. Let's have a look at this software in a separate video. I'm going to make 2 videos on it. One will just be this, and then the other video will be what you've just seen, plus the editor software, which I'm learning. Remember, all my YouTube videos are me learning. They're not actually teaching videos. They're me learning, and hopefully you benefit from that. Because the AOR DV10, there's just not enough information out there, if you ask me. It's because it's like any scanner. There's so much to learn. 7.3, all the best. Okay, we're at the PC, and we've plugged the SD card into our adapter, which looks like this. Pretty cool. Quite a good one there on Amazon. And we're looking at IZ0ROQ software, and we have to thank him very much for this. It's really good software. So scroll down and download your version. Most of us use 64 bits. Click download, and I would extract that to a folder. So on the side here, just right click, go new folder, call it, I don't know, AOR DV for now. Okay. And then go to that download and extract it to that folder. So you click extract, select the folder that you just named AOR DV10. There it is there, DV. Click OK. And then inside that folder, you're going to see this. Okay, just double click the folder, double click, and look, you've got a nice shortcut there for the software. So what I do is I go right click, show more options, which is Windows 10 11, and I put pin to taskbar, and it puts it at the bottom here. Okay, let's just close the one I've got, close all windows for now. Okay, so now we're going to double click it, and you get this. The first thing you need to do is, actually better make sure I've not got multiple windows open. Double click, actually it's a single click. If you lose it, just click the icon at the bottom. First thing is you've got the SD card in the PC. That's very important, otherwise nothing's going to work. Go File, Read SD Card. Let's do that again. File, Read SD Card. Click your thing, click your boot, that's my SD card, and then select. And hopefully you won't get an error. If you do, just unplug the SD card, plug it back in, just tinker around, you'll get it. So when you get this window, the first thing to do is to click Procedure. Okay, you've got 3 selections there. If we unclick, you can see what it's doing here as well. Look, it's got the time and everything. File memory channels, file memory banks name, file scan groups, file search banks, file search bank groups. Okay, that's what it's showing. Let's click help. And there's a big thank you to IZ0ROQ. Okay, info and email there. Thank you very much. And version 2.0.1, which came out December, so it's, you know, it's quite newly updated. So let's go back to that software. Close that one down. Now this is what I do. We go procedure, and I go straight to memory channel editor. And I'm actually using 38. So at the moment we're in, let's have a look here. Let's go down to all the way down. The banks are on the far left. Then you've got the channels, frequency, and the names. Look, go all the way down to 38 is where I put my sort of favorites. And you'll see as I go down, you're going to see in bank 38, you'll see the channels. You can scroll all of the banks. Now see these ones there. You've got D-Star, Hotspot, DMR, DV3. I've added these, so let's just add one more, so I'll show you how you do it. So you double click, so remember it's bank 38, and I will show you how to select that. Channel 21, I think there's 39 banks. So we'll go to bank 38 channel 20, and we're going to create a channel here. We're just going to call it S20. So we're going to go 145.500, and then we're going to click over to the right. We're going to call that S20, and we'll do another one. I'll see if I can do it without putting the 0, and it might do it for me. 145.2. Let me think now. 525 it will be. 525 is called S21. S21. Okay. Then you can change the step there as well. It's up to you. Just drop down. I actually like 6.25. You can check the mode. Now I feel that, you know, because many say just put it into auto, but I feel that for quicker scanning and quicker selection, you're better off choosing the mode you are actually on, although there is an auto one there at the top, because there's a slight delay while it decides. Otherwise you've got FM, AM, Yaesu, and this is the only device that can do this. DMR, D-Star, all that kind of stuff, P25, and this is why it's such a fantastic device. And so we've named it, we've chose the step, the mode. I think that's all we need to do. You know, if it was DMR, it would be more complicated. Look, you can select time slots, etc. So once you've done that, you can go right and close. Hopefully that's written. It's written into the SD card, but once you put the SD card in the radio, there's going to be one more step you need to do. That's our memory channel name. So we'll just quickly look at the other one, scan banks. And I've named that bank 38 my favorite. So that, you know, like, let's just say that the bank 00, let's just say it's ham bands, ham 2 meters. I'm not sure if it is actually, but we'll just put it in there. You can name it, yeah? Ham 2 meters. The idea is you've just got to sit there and play, and you can bring in files and stuff. And then for scanning groups, I don't really use scan groups. But look, you can, it looks to me like you can just select the ones that are going to be scanned. But I've never used this. We're going to write it anyway. Okay, we've written that. And then now we're going to go right, then close. Now we'll do the third one, search banks. Again, when you tell it to search, you can link banks together. Yeah, I'm just going to put in, I think now you've got 0, 10, 20, 30. So I'm guessing there's 30 banks. You can link them by ticking these. Again, something I've never used. I don't really use banks. I've got 38 as my favorites. Okay. I'm not seeing 38 here, which is not really sure why I'm not seeing 38 there. Do I go 30? Do I do this? 38? Someone let me know on that one. I don't actually know how that one works. We'll click right. And then we'll close. Procedure. So read. So you're writing it individually. So we're just going to, we've written it. We're going to take out the SD card and put it back into our radio. So back at the radio, the last thing is to actually read what you've changed back into the radio. So the way you do that, put your SD card back in. Of course, you want that to be a solid grey, the little mini SD card there. Hold down the record button. And then go, instead of going back up, go to list, enter. Go down to the one you want to save to your card. So So really we were doing memory channels, weren't we? And then just select it and it writes it. Now, I noticed there's more than one in mine. Probably I should have deleted the old one. Let's hold it down. Enter. Memory bank was all I changed, wasn't it? Was it scan groups as well? So we just write that in. So it's now writing it to the SD card. And just go call button again, enter. Look, there's another memory channel one there, so probably should have deleted the old one. So I'll just do them both just to make sure. So that's how you're doing it. And then to come out of this section, well, it does it automatically. And if you look here, see the way it's got the names now, and I didn't use the radio to add these names. Okay, it was all done via the software. We got some activity there. Something's coming in on that frequency. Maybe the squelch is a bit high. Give it a go. Have a play. Thanks for watching my YouTube channel. 7-3.